What if I told you that doubt is the thing that could change your life forever? That same feeling of uncertainty that keeps you awake at night, wondering if you're on the right path. What if I told you that it's actually the first step toward your triumph? Most people spend their lives trying to avoid doubt, thinking it's a sign of weakness. But what if it's not? What if doubt is your hidden power, your secret weapon, and the catalyst for the success you've been waiting for? Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll understand how embracing doubt turned everything around for me. Let's face it, we've all been there. That moment when you look at your goals, your dreams, and wonder if you're truly capable of achieving them. You doubt yourself. You doubt your abilities. You question whether you have what it takes to succeed. And for many of us, that doubt can feel paralyzing. It can stop us in our tracks, hold us back from taking that first step or pushing forward when things get tough. It's easy to see doubt as the enemy, something that we should avoid at all costs. We want certainty. We want security. We want to know without a shadow of a doubt that the road ahead is clear. But what if I told you that doubt is not your enemy at all? What if I told you that doubt is the very thing that can ignite your greatest potential? Let me share something with you. Doubt is not a sign of weakness. It's a sign that you care. When you doubt, it means you're striving for something bigger. It means you're pushing the boundaries of your comfort zone, and that's where growth happens. Doubt is the first step toward greatness, not the end of the road. Think about it. Every successful person, every trailblazer, every person who's ever achieved something extraordinary has faced doubt. It's natural. It's part of the process. The difference between those who overcome doubt and those who let it hold them back is how they respond to it. Some people see doubt as a reason to quit. They look at their fears and uncertainties and decide it's too much to handle. But others choose to use that doubt as fuel. They acknowledge it, face it head on, and push through it. Now, here's the thing. It's not about eliminating doubt, it's about learning how to use it. It's about shifting your mindset and realizing that doubt doesn't have to paralyze you. It can motivate you. It can drive you to prove yourself wrong. Think about the moments in your life when you felt the most doubt. Maybe it was when you were starting a new project, a new job, or a new relationship. Maybe it was when you were chasing a dream that seemed too big to reach. In those moments, that doubt you felt wasn't a barrier. It was a signal that you were about to do something bold, something outside of your comfort zone, a signal that you were about to step into the unknown. And that's exactly where growth happens. I've had my own share of doubts. There have been times when I looked at my goals and thought, am I really capable of this? I faced setbacks, failures, and challenges that made me question whether I was on the right path. But each time I felt that doubt, I chose not to let it stop me. Instead, I used it to fuel my drive to push myself further, to prove to myself that I could overcome any obstacle that came my way. Here's the thing. Doubt doesn't mean you're weak. It doesn't mean you're destined for failure. It's simply a part of the journey. If you embrace it, you'll find that it's actually one of the most powerful forces at your disposal. Because when you can turn doubt into determination, when you can take that feeling of uncertainty and use it to fuel your actions, that's when you start moving toward triumph. That's when you begin to break through the barriers that have been holding you back. So the next time doubt creeps in, don't see it as a roadblock. Don't let it stop you in your tracks. See it for what it really is, a challenge, a signal, a catalyst for growth. Embrace it, use it, let it drive you, because on the other side of doubt, there's triumph waiting for you. And when you embrace doubt, you'll realize that it wasn't the enemy at all. It was the key to unlocking your true potential. And once you understand that, nothing will ever hold you back again. The journey from doubt to triumph is not a straight line. It's not a simple, clear path where everything just falls into place. If you're waiting for success to come easy, you're in for a rude awakening. The truth is, the path to greatness is messy. It's filled with twists and turns, bumps and bruises. It's a journey of transformation, a journey that requires you to not only change your mindset, but to evolve as a person. The process of transformation begins the moment you step into the unknown. It starts when you decide to take that first step, even though you're not sure what lies ahead. And that's where many people get stuck. They want certainty before they move. They want to know exactly what will happen before they take action. But the reality is, transformation only happens when you're willing to embrace the uncertainty, to accept that you don't have all the answers right now, but that you're willing to figure it out as you go. Along this journey, you're going to face obstacles, you're going to fall, you're going to fail. But here's the secret. Failure is part of the process. It's not something to fear. In fact, it's something you should expect. Every single person who has ever achieved something great has faced failure. The difference is they didn't let it define them. They used it to fuel their transformation. One of the key aspects of this journey is resilience. It's the ability to get back up after you've been knocked down, to keep moving forward, even when it feels like you're not getting anywhere. It's easy to stay on the sidelines and wish for success, but true transformation only happens when you're in the trenches, when you're fighting for your dreams every single day. It's about showing up, even when the results aren't immediate. It's about putting in the work, staying committed, and trusting that the changes you're making now are preparing you for what's to come. Transformation also requires self-awareness. You have to be willing to look at yourself, your habits, your mindset, and ask, what do I need to change in order to get where I want to go? That's a tough question, but it's one that will propel you forward. The more aware you are of your weaknesses and your strengths, the more equipped you'll be to tackle the challenges ahead. Sometimes the biggest transformations come from simply changing your perspective, seeing the challenges as opportunities and seeing setbacks as lessons rather than failures. But it's not just about changing your mindset. Transformation also requires action. It's one thing to think about change, but it's another thing entirely to take deliberate steps toward it. Every action you take, no matter how small, is a step toward your transformation. Whether it's waking up early to work on your goals, reading a book that challenges your thinking, or having a difficult conversation that helps you grow, every action matters. At times, this journey can feel overwhelming. The road ahead may seem unclear, and you may wonder if you're on the right track. But remember, transformation doesn't happen overnight. It's a process. It takes time. And as you continue on this journey, you will start to see the results of your efforts. The person you were when you started will be unrecognizable from the person you become along the way. And that person that transformed you will be capable of achieving everything you've ever dreamed of. Self-belief is the foundation of everything you will ever achieve. Without it, you have nothing. You can have all the skills in the world, all the knowledge, all the resources, but if you don't believe in yourself, none of it matters. Self-belief is the inner confidence that drives you to pursue your goals even when the odds are stacked against you. It's the quiet voice inside that says, you've got this, even when the world is telling you otherwise. So why do so many people struggle with self-belief? The answer is simple. Because we are conditioned to doubt ourselves. From a young age, we're taught to be cautious, to play it safe, to follow the rules. We're told to stay in our lane, to not rock the boat. And when we step outside those boundaries, when we dare to chase something big, the voices of doubt grow louder. But here's the truth. Self-belief isn't something that comes naturally. It's something you have to cultivate. You have to choose to believe in yourself even when others don't. Even when it feels like everything is falling apart. Even when your mind is telling you to quit, you have to dig deep and remind yourself that you are capable. Self-belief isn't about thinking you're perfect or that you have all the answers. It's about trusting that you have what it takes to figure it out, to adapt and to overcome the challenges that come your way. One of the most powerful ways to build self-belief is through action. The more you put yourself out there, the more you challenge yourself, the more you succeed, the more you reinforce your belief in yourself. Each small victory, each step forward builds your confidence. And the more you believe in yourself, the more you're willing to take risks, push boundaries, and go after what you want. Self-belief also requires vulnerability. It's about being willing to fail, to stumble, to look foolish in front of others, and still keep going. Because failure isn't a reflection of your worth, it's simply a part of the process. If you're afraid to fail, you'll never give yourself the opportunity to succeed. Self-belief isn't about avoiding failure. It's about knowing that you can handle whatever comes your way. So ask yourself, do you believe in yourself? Do you trust that you are capable of achieving your dreams? If not, it's time to start. Start small. Start with one thing that you know you can do, and do it well. Let that be the foundation for the bigger things that are yet to come. Because the more you believe in yourself, the more others will believe in you too. Consistency is the bridge between dreams and reality. It's the difference between wishing for success and working for it. You can have all the talent in the world, but without consistency, your potential will remain untapped. Success is not a one-time event, it's a daily commit. It's about showing up day after day, regardless of how you feel, regardless of the challenges you face. Because success doesn't come to the person who works hard one day. It comes to the person who works hard every day. Think about it. When you're consistent, you're sending a message to the universe that you're serious about your goals. You're telling the world that you're willing to put in the work even when it's difficult. And here's the thing, most people aren't willing to do that. Most people want quick results. They want instant gratification, but success doesn't work that way. It's about the small, consistent actions you take every single day that add up over time. Consistency builds momentum. At first, it might feel like nothing is happening. You might not see immediate results. But when you stay consistent, you start to build momentum. The more you show up, the easier it becomes. The more you do the work, the more the work gets done. And before you know it, those small, consistent actions turn into big results. The key to consistency is discipline. It's about making the choice every day to keep going even when it feels like you're not making progress. It's about staying committed even when the journey feels long and exhausting. Because the truth is, if you're consistent, you'll outlast those who give up too soon. And in the end, that's what separates those who succeed from those who don't. Setbacks are a natural part of any journey, but they don't have to define you. In fact, they can be some of the most valuable experiences you'll ever have. Setbacks aren't the end of the road. They're just a detour. They're an opportunity for growth, for learning, and for gaining a deeper understanding of yourself and your goals. The key is how you respond to setbacks. Will you let them break you, or will you use them to propel yourself forward? Every successful person has faced setbacks. In fact, many of the most successful people have failed multiple times before reaching their triumphs. But what sets them apart is their ability to learn from those failures, to adapt, and to keep moving forward. Setbacks aren't a reflection of your worth or your abilities. They're simply part of the process. When you face a setback, take a moment to reflect. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? What is this teaching me? Sometimes the most valuable lessons come from our failures. They show us where we need to improve, where we need to grow, and where we need to adjust our approach. Setbacks also help us build resilience, the strength to keep going even when things aren't going our way. Instead of letting setbacks discourage you, use them as opportunities to refine your approach, to re-evaluate your strategy, and to come back stronger. Because when you can turn setbacks into opportunities, you position yourself for even greater success down the road. The right mentor can change your life. They can show you the path, give you the tools you need, and help you navigate the obstacles you'll face along the way. But mentorship isn't just about someone telling you what to do. It's about influence. It's about surrounding yourself with people who challenge you, who push you to be better, and who help you see things from a different perspective. Influence matters because the people you spend your time with will shape your beliefs, your actions, and ultimately, your destiny. Finding the right people to mentor you is crucial. You want people who have been where you want to go, people who have experienced the challenges you're facing and can help guide you through them. But mentorship is not a one-way street. It's a relationship. You need to be open to learning, open to feedback, and open to growth. A good mentor will challenge you, will push you outside your comfort zone, and will hold you accountable. But mentorship is not limited to one person. You can have multiple mentors throughout your journey. Sometimes you learn from a book, sometimes from a podcast, sometimes from a conversation with a friend. It's about being intentional about who you let influence your life. Triumph is not just about the destination. It's about celebrating the journey that got you there. It's about recognizing the hard work, the sacrifices, and the growth that you experienced along the way. The true victory is not just in achieving your goals, but in who you become during the process. The person who emerges from the struggles, the setbacks, and the doubt is the real triumph. Celebrate that. Embrace your victories, big and small, because they are a reflection of your resilience, your perseverance, and your commitment to greatness.